So the stories start with a 17-year-old girl named Go Yoon. She wanted to share her first love story with Kai Young-woo. On their 100th day together, she gave him a cool pair of shoes as a gift and joked about running away together. But when she asked Young-woo if they could go to the same college, he wasn't interested. She still wanted a selfie with him, but he brought along his friends, which made her feel awkward about their relationship. Later, Go Yoon went home to her family's restaurant. They were getting lots of orders, so she often helped out by delivering food. That night, she had to deliver chicken to a dorm where a famous boy band lived. But she got swarmed by excited fans and barely made it out. The next day, Go Yoon realized she didn't have enough money for the bus. She asked a classmate for help, and after some teasing, he paid for her ride. At school, she felt out of place in her old uniform, but she borrowed a new one and found herself in class with some old friends and a new guy named Jun Hyuk, who loved the same boy band. Their teacher warned them about bullying, which was a big problem at their school. Jun Hyuk told Go Yoon about an elite club called Kiva, full of rich kids. That evening, Woojin, a member of the boy band and an old friend of Go Yoon's brother, visited their restaurant. She was embarrassed remembering a time when she clogged the toilet in front of him. Things got worse when Go Yoon's boyfriend, Young-woo, started ignoring her. When she confronted him, another girl showed up and Young-woo acted like Go Yoon was stalking him. Heartbroken, she ended up falling into a garbage pile. Jun Hyuk helped her home, but she was still in pain. The next day, Go Yoon felt embarrassed about what happened. Then she got a message on her phone about a revenge note. She entered Young-woo's name, and strange things started happening to him. His shoes went missing, and he had an embarrassing incident at a restaurant. Meanwhile, Go Yoon's father tried to stop some bullies, but ended up getting hurt. Go Yoon helped him home, feeling upset. Later, a classmate asked her to buy food, but she put it under someone else's name to avoid bullies. They tried to embarrass her at school, and the restaurant started getting bad reviews online. Feeling overwhelmed, Go Yoon blamed her father for not handling the bullies better. The previous day at the same time, Min-woo stops by their place. He asks her about what happened, and in response, she opens up about everything. Un-woo then gives her a comforting hug and reassures her that everything will be all right. At the same time, a stranger can be seen secretly taking pictures of the two. The next morning, officials from the food safety department visit My Ray's family restaurant to investigate rumors about their chicken causing food poisoning. They put up a poster mentioning that the family's restaurant will be closed due to an inspection. This obviously worries the family as it's their only source of income. In the following scene, My Ray's family plans on visiting one of the customers who is apparently suffering from food poisoning in the hospital. However, the angry mother yells at them and hits My Ray's father. This causes a commotion, and the family is forced to leave. In the evening, My Ray finds out that the customer had been pretending to be sick and is actually one of the bullies. The following day, as My Ray is at the supermarket, she observes the bullies buying chocolates. This triggers an unpleasant memory of them beating her father. Suddenly, she receives a message on her phone mentioning revenge note. She rushes towards her injured father's car and gives him a bottle of water. Feeling deeply upset about her family's problems, My Ray decides to confront the group of bullies known as zombies. It turns out she received a cryptic message about them while at the supermarket. However, little does My Ray know that her brave action to confront the bullies will set off a series of strange and unpleasant events for the bullies. Later, while playing snooker, the zombies receive a message informing them that they are revenge targets. Suddenly, as they play, the ball accidentally hits one of the bullies in the face. After finishing their game, the group leaves the room and heads outside to sit on their bikes. Surprisingly, their helmets are filled with broken eggs, and a video of them beating up My Ray's father is spread across the internet. The next morning, the gang enters the class with their faces all beaten and bruised. The frustrated group tries to warn My Ray, but Jae-hoon and Kong-min intervene, and a fight goes down between them. Eventually, the police arrive on the scene and take the zombies away. Later that night, My Ray can't stop thinking about Jae-hoon as she has developed feelings for him. He is always there for her in class, whether it be defending her from the bullies or to help My Ray get away from the perverted PT teacher, Yamit. One day, they spot him creeping on their classmate Yuri. Feeling bad for her friend, My Ray impulsively enters Yamit's name for revenge. The following day, during PT class, Yamit tries to play an educational video, but instead, an adult movie comes up on the screen. This causes chaos in the class as Yamit struggles to pause it. Later that day, My Ray spots her classmate Yuri being taken away in a car to her utter disbelief. The man is Mr. Kim, the most likable teacher in the school. For some reason, he forces Yuri into the car and drives away. Witnessing this, My Ray believes that she made a mistake by entering a name on the revenge note. She tries to remove it, but the device shows a transmission error, leaving her worried. Later, the class's mean girls start talking rubbish about Yuri, claiming they saw her sitting in teacher Kim's car. Upon hearing the gossip, Mai-Ray confronts the girls and asks them to apologize for spreading false rumors about Yuri. She then mentions that teacher Kim is a two-faced person who is completely different from the image they have of him. Hearing this, the girls get enraged and pull Mai-Ray's hair, resulting in a brawl. The fight gets so intense that a teacher has to separate the two. As a punishment, the teacher makes them kneel outside the class with their hands raised. Later, while having lunch, Jae-hoon advises Mai-Ray against reporting teacher Kim, as it would get Yuri into trouble. They both feel that if they disclose information about Mr. Kim to anyone, no one will believe them. As a result, they devise a plan to help Yuri instead. Acting on the plan, Mai-Ray dresses up like Yuri to confront the teacher inside the special activities room. She meets up with him and pretends to be Yuri. However, when he invites her closer, Mai-Ray reveals her true identity. She also shows them the film chat messages he had sent earlier, inviting her to meet in the special activities room. Angry about being caught, Kim warns Mai-Ray of the consequences if she pulls a prank like this again. He then snatches her phone, deletes the messages, and warns her not to tell anyone about the incident. However, unbeknownst to him, Do-young recorded everything on her phone and later uploads it on the internet. The next day at school, the video goes viral, and Mr. Kim is subjected to intense backlash from all the students. It turns out some other students have been victimized by him too. As a result, Mr. Kim is arrested and put behind bars. Yuri is thrilled by the arrest, and she wholeheartedly thanks Mai-Ray for standing by her side. As the days pass, Mai-Ray's family restaurant slowly and steadily regains its lost customers. This is partly due to Min-woo's popularity, and pictures of him hugging Mai-Ray have been leaked all over the internet. Later that night, Min-woo calls and checks up on Mai-Ray. He reminisces about the good times they had when they were kids. In the meantime, Do-young is upset over not being able to secure tickets to Astro's concert. She visits Mai-Ray's place to ask for help, but accidentally sees her brother coming out of the shower. Confused and unsure what to do, he hands over the family's picture album to break the awkwardness. As Do-young goes through some of those photos, she is left in complete shock. Shortly after, Mai-Ray finds out that her friend has come by, so she excitedly searches for her. However, Do-young has already left without telling anyone for some reason. She avoids Mai-Ray at school and joins her other peers to watch a video of a woman accusing Min-woo of beating. Wang says something malicious about Min-woo. Mai-Ray cannot help but yell at the class, telling them not to judge him. Later, she becomes worried and tries to call Min-woo, but his phone appears to be switched off. Gui wants to share her feelings with Dayoki, but she doesn't reply to her messages. Meanwhile, the producer informs the members of Astra that their performances have been cancelled. Upset, the members demand an explanation from Moon-woo regarding the cancellations, but he is too overwhelmed to say anything. In the meantime, Dayoki leaves school with another friend, ignoring Gui. As a result, our poor heroine is forced to wait for the rain to stop because she doesn't have an umbrella. But fortunately, Jae-hoon shows up and offers her one. Because of this kind gesture, Gui bursts into tears. Shortly after she reaches home, she finally discovers the reason why Dayoki is upset. She actually saw the pictures of Gui's family with Eunwoo. Feeling guilty that she didn't inform her friend about this secret, Gui and Dayoki sign autographs of the pop star along with an apology note. After this, she beats her brother for disclosing their secret. In the next scene, the two girls reconcile, and Dayoki immediately decides to uncover the truth about the Eunwoo scandal. After a bit of searching, she finds the username that was being used to post the malicious content about him. Enraged, Gui doesn't think twice and enters the username in her revenge note. Later, in order to find more evidence against the accuser, Dayoki and another Astrofan ask the manager of an internet cafe to help them out with security footage. For some reason, Dayoki finds the manager odd yet familiar looking. Later that night, when she is on her way to Gui's restaurant, a stranger suddenly kidnaps her. Jae-hoon and Kangmin happen to be there and see the stranger driving Dayoki away in his car. She appears to be unconscious. The two hurriedly note the car's number and chase it. After a lot of effort, they eventually find it in the morning and call the police. Dayoki wakes up and realizes that her kidnapper is the same manager from the internet cafe. Soon the cops arrive at the scene and arrest the manager, who turns out to be a former performer. He was supposed to debut as part of Astro, but he was replaced by Eunwoo. Because of this very reason, he has held a grudge against our pop star hero. Later on, Gui arranges Astro concert tickets for Dayoki and her mother. They finally get to meet with the group and take pictures together. One evening, Dayoki finds Gui in front of her house with her suitcase. Our heroine politely asks if she can crash there for a few days. On being asked if everything's okay, Gui recalls the incident that led to her running away from home. It turns out that her mother has taunted her for eating too fast while pampering her older brother to eat well. This pissed her off, and she stopped eating. Later, when she asked her brother if he wanted to taste some ramen she was going to prepare, he said no, saying he was full. However, when she made it, her brother sneakily stole most of it. Gui wanted to butter noodles, but her mother scolded her again for not sharing her food with her brother. Because of all this, Gui feels like she's not being treated fairly by her family. She confesses to Daioki that it's not so much her mother that gets on her nerves, but rather her brother. She reveals that he acts normal outside the house, but behaves like a completely different person when they are at home. Later, Gui realizes that it's ridiculous to run away, so she returns home. But to her dismay, her family didn't even notice her absence, making her feel sad and unwanted. The following day at school, the French teacher gives all the students a team assignment. Unfortunately, Daioki cannot participate as she has to leave early to meet her relatives. Taking this opportunity, a girl named Mononwi approaches Gui and starts doing her makeup. She confesses that she has a crush on Jihoon and asks Gui to help her out. Mononwi then insists that Gui might think Jihoon would be a perfect fit for her. Our heroine is skeptical about the idea, but after a lot of convincing, she agrees. Later, they reach a restaurant and Gui is shocked to learn that the guy is none other than her ex-boyfriend Youngwoo. Shortly after, Jihoon also arrives, but upon seeing Gui and Youngwoo sitting together, he becomes jealous and leaves. Meanwhile, Youngwoo takes Mononwi, and it turns out that the two of them are plotting to cause a rift between the two. At school, Mononwi continues to flirt with Jihoon and creates further misunderstandings. When Daioki notices this, she decides to take matters into her own hands. She pairs up with Jihoon and Gui for their French assignment and leaves them alone. The plan works, and her two protagonists end up sharing a romantic moment together outside. But suddenly her stomach lurches, so she leaves in a rush. As the days pass, the evil Mononwi continues with her shenanigans in a continued effort to separate the two. At one point, she even drags Daioki into the drama. This turns out to be the last straw for Gui, so she angrily adds Mononwi's name to the revenge note. While it's not shown what happened to the evil girl, one thing's for sure, she doesn't bother our heroine ever again. The following day, a frustrated Gui shouts that she likes Jihoon in front of everyone. Suddenly, it starts to rain, and Jihoon runs to cover her with an umbrella. Then, in a shocking turn of events, he too declares his interest in her. This surprises all the students nearby, and the two lovebirds head home together. The next day, Gui simply zaps out in the classroom after school with a stranger. They appear to be listening to some songs. Although it's none of Gui's business, she cannot help but wonder who the boy is. That night, the two young lovebirds text for hours, and she continuously blushes reading his romantic messages. The next morning, she overhears some boys talking about Gui on the boss. Her personal photo was leaked without her consent. In class, Daioki shows Gui the photograph, claiming it's her. This leaves the latter shocked and upset, as Jihoon's peers continue to share her image that has gone viral. The seniors from her school harass her, throwing dirty water and insulting her. Seeing Gui being treated so harshly, Daioki is reminded of a time they met in middle school. Gui was a new student, and the two became instant friends. They would frequently visit each other's homes and enjoy great food. However, one day, Gui overheard Daioki and her mother dissing her family. Because of this, Gui distanced herself and eventually stopped talking. Daioki didn't take it well either and just became mean to our heroine. Currently, Go-yoon feels the pressing need to assist Gong-yu by uncovering the identity of the person who leaked her photograph, intending to write their name in the revenge note. However, she finds herself at a loss as to who the culprit might be. The following day, amidst a spirited basketball match at school, Go-yoon's attention is drawn to their senior, the vice president of Hive, who happens to be sporting the same distinctive shoes as the mysterious individual she encountered previously. Later on, Jae-hoon and Kang-min serendipitously overhear Hive's vice president, Yong-jun, discussing Ga-on's leaked photo in the men's restroom. Swiftly, they relay this crucial information to Go-yoon, prompting her to take immediate action by adding Yong-jun's name to the revenge note. Shortly thereafter, it's Arjun's turn to present at his father's prestigious international conference. Despite receiving a revenge target message earlier, Arjun brushes it off, assuming it to be insignificant. However, as he begins his presentation, a technical glitch interrupts proceedings, unveiling a damning recording of Yong-jun engaged in inappropriate online behavior. The ensuing scandal engulfs Arjun, leaving his father visibly dismayed and departing without a word of defense. Meanwhile, Go Yoon and her circle of friends share a moment of triumph, having successfully aided Gongyu as they regroup in class the next day, preparing for their upcoming singing assessments under the guidance of their music professor. Min-ah stands out with her exceptional performance. Post-school activities see Min-ah extending her support to Go Yoon, offering assistance with classroom duties. In the course of their collaboration, the two discover a shared passion for culinary delights and photography. In a gesture of camaraderie, Min-ah shares glimpses of her romantic relationship through pictures of her boyfriend, fostering a deeper bond with Go Yoon. However, the tranquility of their interactions is soon disrupted when Go Yoon observes Min-ah and their music teacher, sharing an unexpected encounter. This observation sets off a chain of events, ultimately leading to a revelation regarding impending marriage. Stricken with despair, Min-ah's emotional breakdown during class unveils rumors of an illicit affair between her and causing turmoil within the school community. As speculation runs rife, Go Yoon's father's recognition of Min-ah from a previous encounter further complicates matters. The revelation of Min-ah's affair unfolds dramatically when she publicly confesses on the school's online platform, casting a shadow of disgrace over professional reputation. Despite contemplating the use of the revenge note against Go Yoon ultimately opts against it, grappling with the ethical implications of such an action. Meanwhile, the unraveling of Min-ah's story exposes a deeper layer of complexity as it mirrors an online novel, prompting Go Yoon and her friends to confront Min-ah about the uncanny resemblance. However, Min-ah's erratic behavior and sudden claim of pregnancy raise further questions about her mental state. A subsequent medical examination dispels the pregnancy claim, revealing Min-ah's fragile mental health. Visiting her in the hospital, Go Yoon witnesses firsthand the extent of Min-ah's instability, further cementing her resolve to support her troubled friend. Amidst these tumultuous events, Go Yoon and Jae-hoon find solace in each other's company as they embark on an official date. Their outing is punctuated by tender moments of affection, culminating in a heartwarming encounter with Go Yoon's family. As the day draws to a close, an unexpected interaction between Jae-hoon and Eun-woo at a photo studio adds an intriguing twist to their burgeoning relationship. In the next part, there's a photo shoot for Eun-woo, and they need a model. Jae-hoon steps in when their main model doesn't show up because they offer him good money. During the shoot, a senior named Yura tries to flirt with Jae-hoon, but he's not interested and politely says no. When Go Yoon sees Yura hitting on Jae-hoon, she feels a bit insecure. After a few days, Jae-hoon becomes popular at school and online. Yura keeps trying to flirt with him, but he tells her plainly that he's not into her. This upsets Yura, so she plans revenge. Go Yoon gets angry seeing false rumors about Jae-hoon online, and she and her friends decide to prove the rumors wrong. They find out that Yura is behind it and confront her, but she denies it. As a last resort, Go Yoon adds Yura's name to the revenge note, and it exposes Yura's lies. After that, Jae-hoon and Go Yoon meet in a park on Go Yoon's birthday. Jae-hoon gives her a pendant she wanted, which he bought with the modeling money. They're interrupted by Go Yoon's brother's messages. Go Yoon tries to use the revenge note on her brother but can't. Moon-woo, passing by, gets upset seeing Jae-hoon and Go Yoon together. Later, Go Yoon's family surprises her with a cake, making it her best birthday ever. On his way home, Jae-hoon sees a couple fighting and tries to help, but the police come and arrest him, thinking he caused trouble. His parents rush to the police station, where Jae-hoon insists he didn't do anything wrong, but no one believes him. At school, Yura spreads rumors that Jae-hoon's commercial is getting cancelled because of the trouble. Doyuki thinks someone is targeting Jae-hoon deliberately and asks Kong-min for help. They find out that the girl Jae-hoon tried to help works for Yura's company. Meanwhile, Yura tells Go Yoon to break up with Jae-hoon to fix things, but Jae-hoon shows up and warns Yura not to mess with Go Yoon. Go Yoon leaves her phone behind, and Yura damages it. Go Yoon worries she can't use the revenge note without her phone. That night, Yura's driver gives Go Yoon footage of Yura's plan to frame Jae-hoon. The footage goes viral, and the charges against Jae-hoon are dropped. Yura orders food from Go Yoon's family restaurant and causes trouble. Go Yoon fights back, and the next day, Yura's mom demands Go Yoon be expelled. During a meeting, Yura's mom and Go Yoon's mom argue, but Yura's mom leaves angrily. Later, she's exposed for mistreating her driver. Go Yoon's brother fixes her phone, and she decides to delete the revenge note for good. In the final scene, Go Yoon and Jae-hoon are working on homework together. Go Yoon asks why Jae-hoon likes her, and he shows her a picture of his puppy, saying she's as adorable as him. They share a sweet moment. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, it really helps the channel out. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss an update. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so drop a comment below with your suggestions for future videos, any questions you have, or just to say hi. Your feedback is super important to us and helps us create better content for you. Also, feel free to share this video with your friends, family, and on social media. It really makes a big difference and helps our community grow. You can follow us on your social media handles for more updates and behind-the-scenes content. Thanks again for your support, and we'll see you in the next video.